everyone, Stu and Andy here at Portman Road. I hope the lawnmowers are not too noisy down at the pitch side. Ipswich Town 2, Bristol Rovers 1. My word, Andy, they made hard work of that today, didn't they?
Yeah, 18 minutes in, 3 goals, Ipswich 2 up in 11 minutes. I don't know how the game ended up being the game that we ended up watching. 90 minutes in, it felt like a real scrap fest again, but Ipswich were 2-0 up in this game after 11 minutes, and you'd had to hope at that point for all the world that this game was done and that they would be just a procession to 3 points, but it didn't turn out that way. They made really hard work of the team 23rd in League One, but ultimately they did get the job done. Not convincing, much to ponder, plenty of talking points from it, but not what we would be hoping for after an 11-minute blitz, I didn't think.
Yeah, it should have been far more comfortable than it was from there, but the word that Paul Cook used afterwards was brittle, and as per usual with Ipswich, just a minor setback in a game. Andre Dizelle turned into trouble, a mistake from him. McCormick chips Holy, and the whole body language just sort of goes, and all of a sudden Bristol Rovers were on top. They really should have been level at half time. McCormick had a really good chance that he put just wide of the post that could have made it 2-2. Thomas Holy is perhaps fortunate to stay on. He raced out of his box and collided with Ayunga. Joey Barton absolutely furious about that. Paul Cook has conceded afterwards that he thought that it probably was a red card, so Ipswich get a bit of luck there. And then second half was just scrappy, unconvincing, and an unconvincing 3 points really for Ipswich Town in the end.
Yeah, Paul Cook's obviously switched up the formation today. He's a 4-2-3, one man, very firm. He's hinted on a few occasions about going with 2 up front. He went with 2 up front today, Caden Jackson and James Norwood, and both of those players were off the pitch by the hour mark, having not really done an awful lot, did they? They didn't connect. There was no connection from them to the midfield. I'm not sure if you necessarily come away from this game today thinking that was a plan that's worked particularly well. It'll be really interested to see where he goes with his system on Monday now.
Norwood's gone off injured today. He went off at half time. That's a thigh problem. Cook again just said can't believe it. It's just injury after injury here at this club. I've never known anything like it. So welcome to Ipswich, Paul. I think he said basically he's gone away from his tried and trusted formation because he's worked out after 6 games that he hasn't got the personnel to play the formation he wants. He tried to change it today to give them an extra goal threat. They've scored 2 goals, but in truth the first is a scrappy own goal, as scrappy as you'll get. The second is a sliced shot from Andre Dizelle that lands fortuitously at Alan Judge's feet, easy for me to say. So it's not like they've carved open 2 really good chances for the goals again today. So another game where the same concerns about Ipswich are there. Don't create enough chances, brittle, fragile mentally, and yet 2 points off the playoffs still, 9 games to go. Going to rock bottom Rochdale on Monday. It feels like it's just sort of a long drawn out, dragging out the misery a little bit is kind of how it feels to me at the moment. But that doesn't look like a team that's got a promotion charge in them, and it hasn't done for a while.
No, you'd have hoped for so much more under a new manager by now. I think you're bang on. I think he's worked out he hasn't got the players to do what he wants in terms of a system. There are some issues. The midfield's an issue for me. I don't think that's the right blend in there at all. Saying that, I thought Teddy Bishop played really well today, but both he and Andre Dizelle would both benefit hugely from playing alongside a Flynn Downs figure in there. Did Mr. Cook say it's not necessarily that far away?
Should we finish on a positive? On a Flynn Downs note, Paul Cook's told us that Flynn is back on the grass, and we were asked, chance that he might be back then within a few weeks. Never mind weeks, he might be back sooner than that. So that would be a real boost if they can get some bite back in midfield. The one concern is, they do really miss that, and we've seen with Kane Vincent-Young a bit of desperation to get him back in, and that backfired. I hope the same doesn't happen with Flynn Downs, but it sounds from what Paul Cook says it's not impossible that we see him sooner rather than later, maybe even in the squad on Monday, who knows, but we shall see. Off to Rochdale on Monday. We'll see you at Scotland.